Hi, I'm Andy Baird from BPX. Welcome to Meet the Product. Welcome to the BPX series of short videos where we're speaking to our key manufacturers regarding their very latest innovative products. Today I'm joined by Andy Campbell from Schneider Electric to talk about TeSys Giga. Andy, tell us about TeSys Giga.
TeSys Giga, essentially a series of contactors and overloads to replace the existing well-known TeSys F range of contactors from Schneider.
Okay. So TeSys Giga is going to replace the long-standing TeSys F range that we know and love. So, what are the differences with this product against that one?
Okay, so the main difference is the compactor size, so compactness of size. So you can see it's a much smaller footprint than the TeSys F, but in terms of the other aspects, it's virtually a direct replacement. So it's 115 amps all the way up to 800 amps in 3 different frame sizes.
So Andy, tell us what's special about TeSys Giga.
One of the things I'm going to concentrate on is talking about the electronic coil. So 24 volts all the way up to 500 volts with 3 variants of the coil, AC and DC voltage. The other thing is consumption. So that electronic coil allows us to reduce the consumption. 50% of a typical TeSys F range contactor, and one of the advanced versions of this, we can get that down to about 25%.
Some great technical advancements there, so what else?
One of the other innovative features of the TeSys Giga is the diagnostic capability that it's got. We're measuring contact wear on the main power poles, so we can start to predict or even measure when the contacts need to be replaced. We're also looking at the coil voltage, so we can monitor for undervoltage and overvoltage. And then any internal faults within the product, we can also diagnose those. And there's a little LED on the front which will give you pulses to simulate or tell you which of those faults or which of those issues are there. For the contact wear in particular, there's another module that you can fit on to give you a remote indication to tell you that there's contact wear. A couple of other features to talk about. One is the modular design, and the other one is what we call cable memory. So modular design is how you take this thing apart. So as we look, you can see there's 4 screws here. I've taken them out already, or unscrewed them already. So the control module just comes off like that. This clips out for ease. There's another 4 screws here, and then the main 3 screws here. Now these 3 main screws here are for cable memory. So this now allows you to take the component apart, leaving the main power poles connected. Okay?
Yep.
Once you've taken it apart, part of the modular design, you can see the 3 switching elements here. These simple screw holding it in there, which I've already undone. When we talked about the contact wear earlier, this is the device that you just need to replace when the contact wear, and then reassemble.
So TeSys F is going to become legacy. What's the time frame?
The TeSys F will be phased out in 2022, but it will still be supported as a legacy product for the install base.
So I know I'm really interested in seeing how we'd retrofit this, and I know the audience would be as well. How do we retrofit TeSys Giga into a TeSys F environment?
So we've got some special adapter plates that allow you to take an existing TeSys F contactor out. You put the adapter plate in, which fits into the existing mounting holes for the TeSys F. You can then mount the TeSys Giga onto that adapter plate, and then the cables should line up.
So Andy, what about the overload?
Okay, so there's a TeSys Giga overload to replace the LR9Fs. Ground fault protection, phase imbalance is selectable, class 5 to 30, and also auto manual as an option for reset capability. The other thing about the overload is that you can mount it directly onto the bottom of the contactor. So you can have it as a standalone, like you can on the LR9Fs, but if you take that adapter off, you can see how it mounts directly onto the contactor, maintaining IP2X protection for finger protection.
Can you name any specific features for particular types of industries, Andy?
Okay, so with the advanced version of the coil version here, you've got your coil connections here, your A1, A2, as you would have on a standard coil. But there is the option here of a control input, a 24-volt DC control input from a PLC. So this is aimed at automation control from a PLC output, 24-volt DC out from a PLC, rather than hardwired logic relay.
Thanks for introducing us to the TeSys Giga today, Andy. If you'd like any more information, then please click on the link. Thanks very much for joining us today.